Hi everyone. So today I want to speak about speech. Once again, honestly, I feel like speech is important. Why? Because it builds a lot of communities and societies in this world. You know, speech is related to culture. Now, culture and speech go together like this. I believe that speech without any type of culture will be lifeless, soulless. Even if soulless isn't a word, I just made it up. This is why we have speech and culture. Now, many of you guys may be thinking like, what is this video even about? Well, let me explain to you. One day you're in class, let's say you're a person of color. It could be any descent, any background, and you have another person in the classroom, and let's say this person is Caucasian white. So we're in America because this is the United States, of course, duh. Anyways, so since we are in the United States, English is the public spoken language in the US, but it's not, repeat me, the main language in America. America has many cultures, backgrounds. So with that being said, everybody's mixed in up in there with their different type of language. Now, if you ever heard of linguistic profiling, now here is where I'm trying to get at with this speech today. So you're in class with this other person that you've known for quite some time. Then you have a third individual who's very well educated, comes into this class as well. Doesn't say a word, stays quiet, and hey, next thing you know, let's say the white counterpart who speaks the dominant language of English, and it's the only language that they've known since birth. And here you are, you know, person of color, different background, can be anywhere. This person who hasn't spoken this language from birth is now being told, hey, you have to speak and conform to this one language. Because if you don't, then you really can't be accepted in our society. So, okay, you teach yourself and you get taught by others how to speak this language. Because you know, this language is what makes you involved into the society, and culturally, it's just accepted to speak this dominant language, which is English in this scenario. So you're sitting there thinking to yourself, I want to pronounce this word, but it comes out wrong. And then your white counterpart classmate tells you, no, that's not how you pronounce it. Now, if you got the method of the word correctly out of your mouth and it didn't sound quite English or Americanized, then it's not politically or social, I should say, correct to that white counterpart. Why? Because they're used to this language being around them all the time. And here you are, a person who's now learned a new language or come from a different type of background that makes you have a different type of dialect than English. You know, white proper English, because it's not who you are. It's not how you were raised to speak the language. You might have a person who's raised by a parent who speaks the broken way of English, but still has the contents and information sorted out for it to be delivered to whoever it is that they're speaking to. Now, many people sit here and think like, well, if you can't pronounce this word or you can't speak this certain way, then you must be stupid, correct? No, you're wrong. Speaking it in AAVE, broken English, or proper English, they're all considered the same English, regardless of what your opinion is. You know, there's many studies, many articles that I had read in the past that do state that the proper normal English that people are used to hearing. So next time someone tells you, hey, you can't pronounce that word like that, you sound ignorant, you sound silly, you sound illiterate, they're wrong for putting you in that position. Linguistically profile is when you're having a conversation with someone from one party and then you being your own party. And typically when you are having these conversations with this person, you feel as if they're trying to completely change your way of speaking in your conversation with them. Sometimes you may not notice these slight changes, but when you are speaking with these people, they will try to find a way to correct you and then tell you, oh, this is the way you pronounce this word or say this word. Now, sometimes people come from different backgrounds, they're educated differently, and they pronounce words differently. So here's a quote from John Ball. He has said himself, "For almost as long as the study of language has been around, linguistics have offered various explanations for the apparent privilege of certain languages or dialects of others." So practically saying, your language, your dialect, your way of speaking isn't valid for me, and I truly feel like you need to speak proper so I can understand exactly what you're trying to say to me. That, in a way, is a linguistic profiling aggression. Most people don't understand or pick that up because they're like, this person's just trying to help me improve in a way of speaking. In actuality, they're just trying to change you to their own ways of their own dialects. Here in America, we have so many different accents. Like New York, we've had this thick New Yorker accent that sounds very tough and mean, but straight, direct. Or in the South, how people speak in their country accent, very slow tempo, and they don't really speak as fast or sound as mean as New Yorkers, pretty much. And then you have West Coast people who speak very, very slow as well, but more like, hey, so it just depends where you're from and how you speak, and also what country you come from and what country your parents come from and how they speak their way of, language.